Illusion she had just returned from the past. Every morning, the alarm rang at 5 a.m., like clockwork. Her husband would gently nudge her awake, whispering softly near her neck. "Feeling tired today?" She hummed in reply, eyes still closed. "Then sleep in, love. I'll go for a run myself." The same tender voice, the same gentle start to every day. She had just returned from the past. 3 days of reunion with old friends had swept her into a swirl of memory. So many emotions, moments, laughter echoing from university days, vivid, tangled, unstoppable. "Come on, let's dance," a friend leaned over and smiled. A soft, slow tune began to play, the kind that wraps around you like a warm coat. She stepped forward without thinking. That same hand, that familiar shoulder, that same rhythm of cautious steps. She was 19 again. The music playing now was the power of love, slow, rich, stirring. He held her gently, pulling her just a little closer. "Are you happy?" he whispered beside her ear. He never asked her that back then. Back then, she was full of life, fire, youth, the kind that doesn't pause to explain itself. She had just returned from the past. The room was still. Her husband had left. She lay motionless in bed, her mind swimming through old winters. Almost 3 years of her early 20s were bound to him. Late-night trains, spontaneous flights over long weekends, cold London days with icy sidewalks and fog-covered windows. How many times had she visited that city? She couldn't recall, but she remembered her boots, slightly worn, the way she gripped his arm on slippery streets, never afraid, never doubting. She had just returned from the past. Only the ticking clock echoed now. Why do people always talk about rushed kisses at train stations? He never rushed. His kisses were long and deep, as if to fill the space between their next hello. She had just returned from the past. Outside, the city was waking up. She heard the gentle murmur of the day, but still, she stayed still. "You still owe me a goodbye," she thought. Yes, he did. They never truly parted. In the early years after she returned home, they'd see each other now and then, at weddings, in passing. She always made an excuse to leave quickly. She never stayed long enough for coffee or conversation. She wanted to let the past stay sleeping. But still, "You still owe me a goodbye." And yet, why did they part? She couldn't remember anymore. She had just returned from the past. Now, driving to work through the cool morning air, she took long, deep breaths. The scent of lilac floated in the wind, but beneath it was something else. A sharp floral smell, siren flowers. He had once given her a bouquet of sirens on a rainy hill in England, just before she turned 20. She had pressed one into her notebook. Where was that notebook now? Back at the reunion. The DJ had changed songs, but the music still played in her head. She was back at the dance, her partner leading carefully, respectfully. She could still feel the warmth of his shoulder, the memory of steady breathing beside her. "I was once everything to you. Now I can't even be a friend?" She remembered the letter he sent her when she left the UK. It wasn't long, just a short poem, but the ache inside it lingered for years. Did she do something wrong? Did he? She never asked. She didn't need to. She had loved, deeply, foolishly, fearlessly. She had loved her first emotions, her youth, her own awakening. He had merely been the man standing in the middle of it all. Her friends, those who knew him, often asked why she still carried such weight, but she didn't miss him. She missed that version of herself. The one who waited at train platforms, who cried on quiet streets in a foreign country, who believed in a kind of forever that had no logic, only feeling. She felt lucky, not for him, but for having once lived such a vivid, unapologetic chapter of life. The whispers in the morning of lovers sleeping tight, the soft hum of Celine Dion's voice began somewhere in the background. She found herself mouthing the words. That song, that winter, that goodbye that never came. A quiet click, the door opened. "You're up?" her husband asked. She turned. She had just returned from the past. It had been nothing but an illusion. And yet, she knew she would go to the next reunion. She would dance again, and maybe, just maybe, she would see the illusion once more.